Yeshua.
Hine Yeshua.
Hine Yeshua, Yeshua Israel. Hine Hu. Hallelujah. Hine Yeshua, Ribon Ha'olam. Hine Hu. Hallelujah. Anu Kibanu Moshiach. Hakim l'nechamati od, lo na'abed tikvatenu, nisa eineinu el ha'adon. Hey, Hine Yeshua, Yeshua Israel, Hine Hu, Hallelujah. Hine Yeshua, Ribon ha'olam, Hine Hu. Mitzion tzeitzei Toratenu, Mitzion miyad tetzavon, Al Zion yered bo aleinu, Tetzei b'rachol v'lakol ha'nitzachon. Hey, Hine Yeshua, Yeshua Israel, Hine Hu, Hallelujah. Ribon ha'olam, Hine Hu, Hallelujah. Hine Yeshua, Yeshua Israel, Hine Hu, Hallelujah. Hine Yeshua, Ribon ha'olam, Hine Hu, Hallelujah. Amen. Another request? Another song you would like to sing?
还有没有要唱的哪一首？
How about Adonai Makasenu?
好，我们翻开最后一页，就是第5歌单的第2首《Adonai Makasenu》。
Adonai Makasenu, Hugo Aleinu, Yeshua Mashiachenu, B'tchubo. Adonai Makasenu, Hugo Aleinu, Yeshua Mashiachenu, B'tchubo. V'karata et Shmo, Yeshua Hu Yoshia B'tchubo. Hu Yoshia et Amo me'avotehem b'tchubo. Adonai Makasenu, Hugo Aleinu, Yeshua Mashiachenu, b'tchubo. Adonai Makasenu, Hugo Aleinu, Yeshua Mashiachenu, b'tchubo. Any other requests?
还有什么要唱的呢？这是谁要唱？他是谁唱？
Te'ayam ta'arog is the deer pants or streams of water.
这一首就是如鹿切木溪水，就是这个第5页的第3首。K R Y。
Hallelujah. It's a good song, isn't it? It's hard to sing, but
实在不太好唱。
it's a modern song, recent song.
但是最后一条是比较现代的曲风，是比较现代。
I saw it, you can see it on the internet where they're performing this in the theater, the ancient Roman theater at Caesarea in Israel.
其实老师也曾经在 YouTube 看过，说他们在那个以色列的该撒利亚那个地方有一个古罗马的那个剧场哈，有人在那里就是演奏这首歌演唱。
This is very powerful to hear them singing this there. You know, the Israeli people, so many people have tried to destroy them so many times.
其实呢，在那个地点唱这首歌是非常有能力的，因为是历世历代以来很多人都想要摧毁犹太人。
But over all those years, God has been faithful to them.
但是呢，在这么多年以来，神都对他们是非常信实的。
Amen?
阿门。
Amen. Let's have a word of prayer and then we'll start our teaching for tonight.
好，我们就一起先来祷告，然后我们要开始我们今晚的教导。
And we'll also do our other song. Lord Jesus, we just thank you so much for your presence with us tonight.
主耶稣，我们今晚谢谢你与我们同在。
We not only want to talk about you, we want to be with you.
我们不是只是要来谈论你，我们要与你同在。
And we invite your presence here with us tonight.
今晚我们就邀请你的同在就在我们当中。
Lord, have your way with this teaching.
主要当我们教导的时候，请你释放你自己的话语，
May it glorify you in every way.
以至于我们可以在每一个层面都来荣耀你。
In Jesus' name we pray.
奉耶稣的名，我们祷告。阿门。
So let's stand up and sing our Shema.
好，我们一起站立，我们来唱我们听啊以色列。
Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
请说。
Amen. Could you get somebody to close the back door?
我们把后门关起来。
Thank you. Okay, well, last time, if you remember, we ended up with the teaching about the wedding imagery in Jesus' parables.
如果你还记得的话，上次我们是结束在那个耶稣对于那个婚礼的那个比喻。
And of course, I hope to get that video done here very quickly, maybe even tonight or tomorrow I can get that out.
上次的课程，老师希望今天晚上或明天就把那个整个影片做好。
Okay, well tonight we're going to continue with Jesus' first message in Nazareth.
今天我们要从耶稣在拿撒勒第一次传讲信息开始。
When Jesus came back to Nazareth after, actually I'm going to have to do something different. Hold on just a second.
I cannot see what you see.
你的讲义就是第三讲，好，我们继续第三讲。
I need to be able to see what you see when I'm looking up here. No, I guess that's not going to work, so we'll just go ahead. Okay, so tonight we're going to start by talking about Jesus' first message in Nazareth.
好，我们今晚就要从耶稣在拿撒勒的第一个信息、第一次信息开始。
And maybe you remember when Jesus came back to Nazareth after the start of his ministry, he spoke in the synagogue that he grew up in.
其实你还记得吗？就是当耶稣开始服侍之后，后来他就回到拿撒勒，然后他就在那里一个会堂来传讲。
But what began as a welcome home celebration ended with the whole community dragging him to the edge of town to throw him off a cliff.
但是呢，其实应该是说，当时他回到他路上的时候，大家都很欢迎，可是最后却是以众人都想要把他赶出去为结尾。
What did he say that was so bad?
那难道到底是耶稣讲了什么话，使人们觉得他很糟糕，要把他赶出去呢？
Here you can see a picture of that hill at the edge of town to which they took him.
电脑已经跑到下一张，但是投影片没有下一张线了。
还是两个线拿不见。
so we're going to talk tonight about Jesus' first message in Nazareth.
好，今天晚上我们要讲耶稣在拿撒勒的第一次的信息。
When Jesus came back to Nazareth after the start of his ministry, he spoke in the synagogue that he grew up in.
其实呢，在耶稣刚开始服侍后不久，他就回到拿撒勒他的故乡，并且在他长大的一个会堂那里传讲。
But what began as a welcome home celebration ended with the whole community dragging him to the edge of town to throw him off the cliff.
但耶稣回去的时候是大受欢迎，但是不巧的是，到最后竟然是众人要把他推到那个山崖边，让他掉下去。
What did he say that was so bad?
那耶稣到底讲了什么呢？使人们觉得说很想把他赶走。
He said there were many widows in Israel in the time of Elijah.
其实呢，就是他所传讲的，就是在当时他讲的，就好像在那个以利亚时代的
When a great famine came over all the land.
就是一个他当时他们遍地有饥荒。
And yet Elijah was sent to none of them, but only to Zarephath.
还记得以利亚的时候，那时候有饥荒，他并没有去到以色列众人那里，只有去到撒拉法的寡妇那里。
In the land of Sidon to a woman who was a widow.
后来呢，他也是去一个西顿的那个寡妇。
And there were many lepers in Israel in the time of Elisha the prophet.
那在以利沙先知的那个时代，也有很多麻风病人。
And none of them was cleansed, but only Naaman the Syrian.
那其实，在那个时候，没有人得洁净，只有叙利亚的乃曼将军得了洁净。
Well, what was so bad about that?
所以呢，当时他们是多糟糕呢？
Would you want to kill your pastor if he said that?
假如你的牧师是传讲刚刚我讲的这些信息的话，你就要把他杀掉吗？
I mean, basically he said that God chose to heal some, but not others.
基本上，耶稣所传讲的就是说，神他选择要医治某些人，但是不是其他的人。
Okay, so why would that make them angry?
这听起来也还好，那是什么让众人这么生气呢？
Because they knew the rest of the story.
因为呢，这些人他知道故事的其余的细节。
They knew why there were no miracles done for Israel in those days.
他们深深的知道，以色列在那些年日当中完全都没有神迹。
And it was because of Israel's disobedience and rejection of God.
原因就是以色列弃绝神，而且他们不顺从神。
In the time of Ahab and Jezebel.
特别是在亚哈跟耶洗别的时代，
The people of Nazareth wanted Jesus to perform miracles.
拿撒勒的众人呢，他们想要耶稣去行神迹，
But instead he responded with a word of judgment against them.
耶稣呢没有行神迹，但是耶稣却用那个审判的话语来对他们说。
And what's even worse in this illustration, it was the Gentiles who received God's mercy.
更糟的是，耶稣就讲到说，是外邦人他们接纳了神的怜悯，
And not the Jews.
不是犹太人。
Ooh, that hurt.
哇，听到那种信息，当然呢，使犹太人很受伤了。
Why?
为什么？
Because the Gentiles were pagans. They were unclean. They're the enemies of God.
因为外邦人他们就是异教徒，他们是不洁净的，而且他们是神的仇敌。
It was the Gentiles, the Romans, who were oppressing them with so many taxes.
就是那些罗马人，他们是外邦人，他们压制这些犹太人，用很多的税来压他们，
Who replaced the rule of God in their country with the rule of Caesar.
并且呢是在他们的国家用凯撒的这个统治来取代神的统治。
The Gentiles were bringing their pagan idolatry into the land.
那外邦人呢就是把他们这些偶像崇拜，就把它带进到这块土地了。
Trying to get Jews to serve those pagan idols.
而且尝试说服犹太人要去服侍这些异教的偶像。
Surely God was angry with those Gentiles.
当然了，如果这样讲的话，神一定要对那些外邦人非常的
not with us Jews.
不是对我们犹太人生气耶。
Who does that Jesus think he is?
所以呢，这个耶稣他认为他是谁呀？
So I think you can see why they got angry.
所以你就可以看见为什么这些众人这么的生气。
They were deeply offended by Jesus telling them that they were not right with God.
因为呢，耶稣告诉他们说，他们跟神并没有一个正确的关系，他们就因此觉得被冒犯。
And especially since he was a hometown boy, he grew up in that town.
特别是拿撒勒，就是耶稣从小成长的故乡。
The people were looking for a Messiah to set them free from their enemies.
因为当时人们都在渴望能够有一位弥赛亚来释放他们从仇敌当中得着自由，
Not to judge their spiritual condition.
而不是说要来审判他们属灵的光景。
Most Jews wanted a Messiah to overthrow and destroy the Gentiles.
大部分的犹太人呢，他们就很希望说弥赛亚能够把这些外邦人赶出去，并且战胜他们，
Not to help them.
不是说要去帮助这些外邦人。
They believed that God was on our Jewish side against them, the Gentiles.
这些犹太人呢，他们当时的信念相信，就是说神是在我们犹太人这边，神绝对不会帮助他们这些外邦人。
The same view that Christians later took against the Jews.
这样子的观点呢，也是后来有一些基督徒他们敌对犹太人的这观点，
He's on our side, not their side.
就是说神是在我们这边，不是在犹太人那边。
And of course, different groups of Christians did the same thing against each other.
所以呢，在后来呢，不同的基督徒团体也是持有不同的意见，然后互相抵挡。
In the Jewish war against Rome, one of the centers of Jewish resistance was near Nazareth.
那在那个犹太人跟罗马的对峙的这些事件当中，其实有一个地方是很靠拿撒勒的。
But Jesus' solution to the problem created just as much controversy then as it does today.
其实呢，耶稣当时在那里所产生的这个问题是很争议性，其实到今天也是一样。
Because what does Jesus teach?
那耶稣到底教导了什么呢？
Love your enemy
耶稣的教导就是爱你的仇敌，
and pray for those who persecute you.
要为那些逼迫你们的祷告。
Why?
为什么呢？
Because the real enemy is not us or them.
真正的敌人对他们来讲，并不是我们。
The real enemy is the rebellion against God in every human heart.
其实呢，真正的敌人呢，就是在人的心里面，任何一丝一毫背逆神的这一些东西，就是我们敌
Whether
人。
you're Jew or Roman or Protestant or Catholic,
不管你是犹太人或罗马人，或是新教徒，或是天主教徒，
whether you're Christian or Muslim,
或是基督徒，或是穆斯林，
sin is the real enemy.
所以才是那个真正的敌人，
It's not the Jews, it's not the Gentiles.
并不是犹太人或外邦人。
Well, instead, they took Jesus out to kill him.
后来呢，他们就把耶稣抓到外面去，然后想要把他杀死。
Why?
为什么？
For blasphemy.
因为呢，耶稣亵渎。
Because by pronouncing judgment against them, Jesus was making himself equal to God.
他们认为说，耶稣把自己看为与神同等，并且呢，就直接来告诉他们这些审判的话语。
Remember what James said?
你还记得雅各书那里有讲到，
There is only one lawgiver and judge,
设立律法和判断的人的只有一位，
the one who is able to save and to destroy.
就是那能救人也能灭人的。
But who are you to judge your neighbor?
但你是谁，竟敢论断别人呢？
Well, since the people of Nazareth were not willing to accept Jesus as God,
其实拿撒勒的人们呢，他们不愿意接受耶稣就是神，
his word of judgment appeared as blasphemy in their eyes.
以至于耶稣所讲的审判的话语，在他们眼中就看来就好像是亵渎。
And the penalty for blasphemy was death.
那亵渎神的惩罚呢，就是死。
So they took him out to give him what's called, they used to call a rebel's beating.
那后来呢，他们呢就把耶稣带出去，然后他们就是说就是把他当成叛徒来击打他。
This was done on the spot without any trial.
这个呢，其实就是当下就要把他治死，都不用经过什么审问。
Death by stoning.
并且是用石头把他打死。
Now, several times this is mentioned in the New Testament.
在新约里头有讲到这个很多次。
The Jews picked up stones against Jesus twice in Jerusalem.
在耶路撒冷，耶稣就面临2次，犹太人拿起石头要来打他。
Or remember the woman that was caught in adultery.
你还记得吗？有一个行淫的妇人，那些众人也拿着石头要打死他。
Or in Acts chapter 7, when they picked up stones and stoned Stephen.
或是在那个使徒行传第7章那里，他们把石头拿起来就要把司提反打死。
Well, they brought Jesus to a cliff at the edge of town.
那他们就把耶稣带到这个拿撒勒城镇的边缘，有一个山崖。
It's a pretty steep one.
那个山崖很陡峭。
It's a 400-meter drop down to the Jezreel Valley below.
大概是从那个高处到下面的那个耶斯列谷，大概有400公尺。
The microphones are too hot?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some adjustment. Just turn it down just a little bit. So it's a 400-meter drop down to the Jezreel Valley below.
所以呢，从上面就是400公尺深。
You hear that sound?
Yeah.
Still a little bit too loud. Okay, anyway, good. So, yeah, 400-meter drop down into the valley below. That's in the distance, not here in the foreground, but in the distance.
你会看到这个图，这个是远远的那一边哦。那它从山上这样子，如果被丢下来的话，是400公尺高度。
Now, the Pharisees ruled that a stoning should begin by pushing the offender from a high place first, and if that didn't kill him, then you would throw a stone to him.
法利赛人呢，他们觉得说，如果要把这个人用石头打死，首先要先把他推到这个高点，然后呢，让他从那里丢下来。那如果第一次丢下来他没有死的话，就石头再把他打死。
Now, the reason they decided this was to avoid, they said, damaging the body for the resurrection.
为什么他们要这样子做？他们的理由就是说，要避免这个人的身体呢，被摧毁。那为了复活的缘故。
Because the Pharisees thought that even Jewish criminals would have a part in the resurrection.
法利赛人的观点，他们甚至认为说，即便是犹太人罪犯，在复活的时候也有他们的一份。
Since their deaths would atone for their sin.
因为呢，他们的死也会为他们的罪而赎罪。
If they repented.
假如他们悔改了。
That was the Pharisees' teaching.
那个是法利赛人的教导。
But for some reason, when they got to the edge of the cliff, they let Jesus go.
那不知道为什么呢？他们把耶稣带到这山崖的时候，他们就放耶稣走了。
The Bible doesn't say why.
圣经上没有告诉我们为什么。
Now, recently, somebody suggested that it was because it was a Sabbath.
最近呢，是有人提倡说，可能那一天是安息日。
To honor the Sabbath, Jews were not allowed to walk more than about half a mile.
那为了要尊荣安息日，犹太人呢，他们不能走超过半里路之远。
If you went any more than that, it was considered work.
你如果说走超过半里路的话，那就是工作了。
But the cliff at Nazareth is more than half a mile from the town.
但是这个山崖呢，拿撒勒这个山崖，它其实是离他们市中城镇的中心，超过半英里远。
So maybe that's why they let Jesus go.
也有可能这就是为什么后来他们就放耶稣走了。
Because it was a Sabbath.
因为是安息日。
And they weren't allowed to walk that far.
那安息日他们是不被允许说可以走那么远的。
Of course, it could have been something else too, maybe something supernatural that God did.
也很有可能是其他原因，有可能是神超自然的工作。
But whatever the reason, Jesus walked away unharmed.
不管是什么原因，其实耶稣是毫发无损伤的就走掉了，
At least for the moment.
至少在那个时间。
Well, after this, Jesus moved down to Capernaum, near the Sea of Galilee.
好，那在这个事件之后呢，耶稣就下到加百农，就是加利利海附近。
And as a result, Nazareth drops out of sight in the pages of the Gospels.
最后呢，其实，在福音书里头就没有再提到拿撒勒这个地方了。
Except to identify Jesus with a little touch of irony as Jesus of Nazareth.
其实除了用这样子的一个表达，就是拿撒勒人耶稣，也是有一点比较讽刺性的表达。
Now, Nazareth was not the only place that Jesus spoke a word of judgment.
拿撒勒并不是唯一耶稣传讲审判信息的地方。
Remember, he said, "Woe to you, Chorazin! Woe to you, Bethsaida!"
你还记得耶稣还讲说，哥拉汛伯赛大里面有祸了。
He said it would be better in the day of judgment for pagan idol worshippers than for them in those Jewish villages.
他说，其实在，就是那些异教的城镇，都还比你们更好，比你们这些犹太的村庄更好。
Later, he prophesied the destruction of Jerusalem
后来呢，耶稣又预言耶路撒冷的毁灭，
and the death or slavery of everyone living there.
还有呢，就是那个在那里为奴，每个人住在那里的这样子的一个光景。
This was not a very meek and mild Jesus.
所以这听起来并不是一个很柔和谦卑的耶稣。
But in addition to these very direct words of judgment, there were other less direct ways in which Jesus expressed God's judgment.
那除了这些非常直接的神的审判的话语之外，耶稣也有一些比较不直接的方式来传讲神的审判。
The Gospels tell us that the reason Jesus spoke in parables was as a judgment.
福音书有告诉我们说，耶稣讲比喻的原因，就是因为要审判。
Now, this is exactly the opposite of the reason why most people think he spoke in parables.
但是呢，大部分的人认为耶稣讲比喻的原因并不是这个，所以其实是相对不是一样的。
We usually teach that there are cute stories to illustrate his message.
我们可能常常被教导说，这些比喻就是很可爱的一些小故事，为了要使他的故事让我们更能够了解。
But that's not what he said.
这个并不是耶稣讲比喻的真正的原因啊。
He said, "Therefore I speak to them in parables, because while seeing they do not see, and while hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand."
他说，所以我用比喻对他们讲，是因他们看也看不见，听也听不见，也不明白。
Now he's quoting here from Isaiah chapter 6.
耶稣在这里是引述以赛亚书第6章。
And if you read the rest of that section in Isaiah chapter 6,
假如你继续阅读以赛亚书第6章的其他经文，
it says, "Then I said, Lord, how long?" In other words, how long will I speak to them this way?
我就说主啊，这到几时为止呢？意思就是说，主啊，我要用这种方式来说话到什么时候呢？
And he answered, "Until cities are devastated and without an inhabitant, houses are without people, and the land is utterly desolate."
他说，直到城邑荒凉，无人居住，房屋空闲无人，地土极其荒凉。
Well, if you still think that parables are just nice illustrations, then explain something to me.
假如你还是认为说耶稣的比喻只是一些很美好的这种图解或叙述的话，那
Explain to me why are there
请
so
你跟我
many
解释，
why are there so many different interpretations of Jesus' parables?
请你告诉我，那为什么对于耶稣比喻的那个解读有这么多种呢？
And all of them conflicting with each other.
而且这些解说、这些解读呢，彼此都互相对立。
This tells me not that parables are easy to understand, it tells me that they are hard to understand.
其实这种现象是告诉我说，耶稣的比喻并不是那么容易就了解的，他们是非常难去真正了解的。
Now, one of our problems in understanding parables is that they're a uniquely Jewish form of speaking.
其实呢，我们了解比喻的一个困难，就是说，事实上耶稣的比喻每一个都存在说犹太人他们独特的这 种说法或是叙述。
Parables are different than the sayings of other nations.
其实这些比喻呢，这些犹太人的比喻，他们是跟别的国家的这些俗谚啊、谚语啊是不一样的。
And because of this, Gentiles have had a hard time understanding them correctly.
因为这样子的一个那个价值一个文化哈，那所以呢，外邦人就很难用他们的想法去理解犹太人的比喻。
You know, sometimes when people say that they're trying to understand them spiritually,
有些人会说，可能他们想要用属灵的角度来了解。
it just means they're reading into that parable whatever they want.
意思就是说，他们可能照着自己的灵意来解经，就是读这些经文，可以去随着他们的感动来解读。
This is what we call in our Bible classes eisegesis, reading into the scripture what you want rather than letting the scripture tell you the meaning.
这个就是我们所讲的，就是说你是用自己为角度来读圣经，而且是取其你要的这个意思，而不是让经文的本身自己来对你说话。
And this is very dangerous.
如果是这样子读经的话，是非常危险的。
The one who determines the meaning of the parable should be the speaker.
那个呢，如果是谁要决定说那个比喻的那个解释的意义在哪里，那当然就是说比喻的那个人呢。
Not a pastor or some other interpreter who lives hundreds of years later.
不是说活在耶稣时代之后几百年的这些牧者啊，或是这些解经学者啊，他们所说的。
Well, how does the speaker determine the meaning of the parable?
那说比喻的这个人，他如何去决定比喻的意义是什么呢？
Now, number one, through the context in which he speaks it.
第一个是在那个要透过他的内容内文，就是他讲话的，他所讲的主题的内文。
And number two, the application that he gives it.
还有第二个就是应用，他所讲这个比喻的这个应用。
A real good example is the parable of the Good Samaritan.
好，非常好的一个例子就是好撒玛利亚人的比喻。
The context is the question, who is my neighbor?
它整个内文的中心就是有一个问题，就是说谁是我的邻舍呢？
In other words, who is the neighbor that the Bible says I should love as myself?
换句话说，谁是那一个我必须要爱他如我自己的那个邻舍呢？
And then the application after the parable is,
那在这个比喻之后的应用就是，
which of these three do you think proved to be a neighbor to the man who fell into the robber's hands?
你想这三个人哪一个是落在强盗手中的邻舍呢？
So it's very clear that any explanation that doesn't focus on who is my neighbor is not a correct explanation.
这就很明显了。任何对这段比喻的解释，如果没有着重在说谁是我的邻舍这个中心点呢，都不是正确的解释。
Now the Pharisees taught that the neighbor whom you must love as yourself is only your Jewish neighbor.
法利赛人的教导就说，唯一你能爱他如自己的邻舍，就是他们犹太人这些邻舍。
Not your Gentile neighbor.
千万不是你的外邦邻舍哦。
But through this parable, Jesus defined the neighbor you must love as even your enemy.
透过这个比喻呢，耶稣重新的定义你所要爱的邻舍，甚至就是像说是你的仇敌一样，你要看他为你的邻舍。
Because remember, the Samaritans and the Jews were not getting along very well.
你还记得吗？那个给我们有这个内容跟应用。
How do we understand them?
那如果这样的话，我们又如何能够了解他们呢？
Well, first we must accept what Jesus himself said.
首先，我们一定要接受耶稣他自己本身所说的。
That this was done intentionally to hide their true meaning from outsiders.
因为呢，这么做的原因呢，其实是刻意的，要把那个真实的意义向外人来隐藏起来。
Remember what he said in another place?
你还记得他在另外一处有讲到
Do not give what is holy to dogs, and do not throw your pearls before swine.
不要把圣物给狗，也不要把你们的珍珠丢在猪前。
The message of the kingdom is a secret message, only to be revealed to those whom God has selected.
天国的比喻就是奥秘，是一个奥秘，只有向神所拣选的人来揭露、启示出来。
Now, Jesus was not the only rabbi to hide his message in public.
其实耶稣不是唯一在大众面前会把他信息的真意义隐藏起来的拉比。
We have several records of the rabbis teaching one thing in public and giving another deeper explanation in private.
我们还有其他的例子告诉我们说，有些拉比在大众面前他们教导的是一回事，但是他们在私下的教授之后，又告诉他们另外更深层的意义。
In one of these, the Emperor Hadrian asked a rabbi, Rabbi Joshua, a question about the Jewish faith.
有一个例子就是说，哈德良皇帝他有一次就问了一位拉比，他叫约书亚，问了这位约书亚拉比关于犹太人的信仰。
And it was a question that was intended to poke fun at the rabbis, to make fun of them.
事实上呢，那个问题是有点刻意要嘲讽这个拉比。
In other words, it was a question from an outsider.
意思就是说，是从一个外人来向他提出了一个问题。
And the rabbi gave the emperor an answer,
那这位拉比呢，他就也给皇帝一个答案，
which satisfied the emperor.
并且这个答案呢，让皇帝觉得非常满意。
But it was a very shallow answer.
但是呢，这个答案事实上是非常浅的。
So later, the rabbi's disciples wanted to know the real answer to the emperor's question.
后来呢，这位拉比的门徒呢，他们就很想要知道，到底拉比回答那个皇帝的那个答案的真正的意义是什么。
Now, Rabbi Joshua had a good reason to be careful around the Emperor Hadrian.
约书亚拉比呢，他当然有极好的理由，他必须要很小心回答哈德良皇帝的问题。
Because the emperor was known to despise the Jews.
因为呢，这位皇帝呢，他早就以那种蔑视犹太人为闻名。
And he had the authority to cause a lot of trouble for them if he was offended.
那他如果被冒犯的话，事实上也会带下很多的这些征战跟混乱。
So it was very wise to be careful in his presence.
所以呢，在他面前就最好要小心。
Well, Jesus also knew too that there would be trouble if he was too open about his teachings.
当然了，耶稣他自己也知道，如果他的教导太过于敞开的话，他可能也会招惹麻烦。
Look what happened at Nazareth.
我们看看这个拿撒勒发生的事就知道。
So therefore, he decided to take a more cautious approach.
因此呢，耶稣他就决定采用一种更谨慎的方法。
And this is what we call the messianic secret.
这种方法叫做弥赛亚的奥秘。
Do you remember when Peter confessed Jesus as the Messiah and the Son of God?
你还记得彼得认出弥赛亚他就是神的儿子吗？
But Jesus told them to keep it secret.
当彼得这么说的时候，耶稣告诉他们说，不要把这个宣扬出去。
Later, when they came down from the Mount of Transfiguration,
后来呢，他们从变相山下来，
he told them not to tell anyone what they had seen.
耶稣也告诉他们说，你们千万不要告诉任何人你们所看到的。
Many of his healings were done in secret.
还有许多的人医治都是在暗中进行的。
Afterwards, he told people, don't tell anyone.
那医治发生之后，他也都告诉人们说，千万不要对人说。
Why did Jesus hide his message like this?
为什么耶稣要用这样的方式来隐藏他的信息呢？
Well, for one thing, he didn't want to be misunderstood.
有一个原因就是耶稣不希望被误解、被误会。
The Messiah meant one thing to Jesus, but something quite different to most of the Jews of that day.
其实呢，在当时，这弥赛亚这个词，犹太人的认知跟耶稣他自己本身是很不一样的。
They were looking for a military leader.
当时的犹太人，他们事实上仰望的是一个军队的、一个军权、军人的领袖。
He was bringing eternal salvation.
但是呢，耶稣呢，他带 永恒的救恩。
So the problem was not, as many interpreters say, that the Jews rejected Jesus.
其实呢，问题不是在于说很多那个释经家都说那个犹太人拒绝弥赛亚。
No, this is just not true.
这一种叙述不是正确的，不是真实的。
As his miracle ministry grew, thousands of Jewish people came to hear him teach.
其实当耶稣不断行神迹，这些事情加增之后，很多犹太人都来听他的教导。
Huge crowds began to believe that he was the Messiah.
成千上百的这些群众就开始相信他就是弥赛亚。
Do you remember what happened after the feeding of the 5,000?
你还记得在喂饱5000人之后发生什么事呢？
It's there in John chapter 6.
就是在约翰福音第6章。
It says, Jesus therefore, perceiving that they were intending to come and take him by force to make him king, withdrew.
其实呢，他们耶稣既知道这些人要来强逼他做王就独自又退到山上了。这真是真的。
They tried to make Jesus king by force.
其实呢，这些人就是要强逼耶稣做王。
And what king was this?
但是这是什么王呢？
Of course, they wanted to be the anointed king, King Messiah.
当然了，他们想要一个受膏的王，就是弥赛亚君王。
Now that doesn't sound like rejection to me.
对我来讲，这个不太像是拒绝。
No, the Jews did not reject Jesus.
其实犹太人并没有拒绝耶稣。
Rather, it was he who rejected their ideas of who and what the Messiah should be.
反而是耶稣拒绝当时犹太人他们所认为弥赛亚应该是像什么的这样子的想法。
There was another reason also to be cautious about his message.
还有另外一个你要对耶稣的信息比较谨慎的理由。
If the Romans heard that he was proclaiming himself to be the Messiah, they would put him in prison.
假如呢，罗马人呢听到耶稣宣称他就是弥赛亚，他们一定会把耶稣下到监狱里去。
Already, John the Baptist had been arrested by Herod Antipas.
那个施洗约翰就是因为来预备道路，他就已经是被下到监里去了。
Messiahs were seen by the Romans to be political revolutionaries.
罗马人呢认为弥赛亚呢就是政治上的改革者。
And this could lead to the end of his ministry before God's appointed time.
那如果是这样子的话呢，可能在神对耶稣命定的时刻之前，耶稣的服事就会结束了。
Do you remember Jesus' parable about the vine growers who did not give the produce to the owner?
你还记得耶稣他说那个葡萄园的比喻吗？就是他葡萄园所结的果子，并没有归回给这个葡萄园的园主。
They killed his servants and then they killed his son.
他们先杀了他的仆人，后来又杀了他的儿子。
Well, when Jesus taught this, he was teaching against the chief priests and the religious leaders.
那为什么耶稣要教导这个？因为他当时就是要来反对祭司长跟文士。
If he had said this more openly, he could have been arrested on charges of plotting to overthrow the government.
那如果呢，耶稣当时很大方的、很大胆的再把它更公开的去传讲，他可能就会被判说你就是冒犯了我们这些政治领袖的这些罪。
But there's still another reason why Jesus needed to be cautious about his message.
那还有另外一个理由，就是说为什么耶稣在传讲的时候，他必须要非常谨慎。
Sometimes we forget that the gospel message is in direct opposition to the powers and the principalities of this world.
有时候呢，我们会忘了福音的信息，事实上是跟这个世界的空中的这些掌权执政者是很直接的这些冲突。
Jesus did not say his message would bring peace.
其实耶稣也说，他的信息并不是要带下和平。
He said it would bring division.
其实他也说，他所说的会带下分裂。
Do not think that I came to bring peace on the earth, he said.
耶稣 说你们不要想我来是叫地上太平。
I did not come to bring peace, but a sword.
我来并不是叫地上太平。
For I came to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
乃是叫地上动刀兵，因为我来是叫人与父亲生疏，女儿与母亲生疏，媳妇与婆婆生疏。
The gospel divides people.
福音呢，会把人们分开。
It's a sword that cuts to the heart.
其实就好像一根刀，就是把心割破。
Therefore, we need to be very careful how we use it.
以至于我们必须要非常谨慎、非常小心，我们如何去使用它。
There's a right way and a wrong way to use the gospel.
事实上，你使用福音有正确的方式，也有错误的方式。
There are times for it to be revealed, and there are times for it to be concealed.
有时候呢，你需要去揭露出来；有时候呢，你需要被隐藏起来。
Especially when there's very strong opposition to Christianity.
特别是在那个对基督徒有非常强烈逼迫的时候。
We need to be careful how we present the gospel to outsiders.
我们必须很谨慎，当我们向外人来呈现我们的福音的时候。
Jesus must.
耶稣曾经这么做。
Because otherwise, people might misunderstand our message.
要不然你不谨慎的话，可能外人会误会我们所传的。
There's a time to use a parable. There's a time to speak directly.
有时候呢，耶稣就用比喻；有时候耶稣就直接的来讲。
Why?
为什么？
Because the Christian faith is not just a set of information.
因为基督信仰并不是只是一连串的知识而已。
The Christian faith is a relationship.
基督信仰其实是关系。
A relationship with God.
是跟神的关系。
If you have all the right information, but you have no relationship, you have nothing.
假如你拥有所有正确的资讯，可是你却没有关系，那你是一无所有。
Sometimes we think the gospel is the 4 spiritual laws, or certain verses, or certain creeds.
有时候我们会认为说，福音书就是好像4律啊，或者是某些教条啊，或者是某一些教导。
And of course, verses and creeds are important.
当然啦，这些经文啊，或是这些教条、信条是重要的。
But they themselves are not salvation.
但是福音它本身并不是救，福音书这些话本身不是救恩哦。
Salvation is the mystery of God drawing an individual human heart to Himself.
救恩呢是一个奥秘，是什么奥秘呢？就是神吸引每一个个别的心，要近前来，要到他的面前来。
And He does this in the most amazing and wonderful ways.
那神是透过许多神奇奇妙的方式来做成这事。
It's never exactly the same twice.
其实呢，没有2次是一样的，都是不一样的。
And it doesn't end when a person raises up their hand in an evangelistic meeting.
也不是说你在一个福音布道会，你举手要决志相信耶稣之后就结束了。
No, that's only the start of the relationship.
那个时刻才是这个关系的开始而已。
And God will continue to reveal and to conceal Himself.
那神就会继续来揭露他自己，有时候又把他自己隐藏起来，
In order to draw us closer to Himself.
为了就是要吸引我们更靠近他，
Until He has us right where He wants us.
直到呢他渴望看到他要我们跟他之间那个正确的一个关系为止，
Conformed to the image of His Son Jesus.
并且是能够更换一心，有耶稣他儿子的形象。
Amen?
Amen。
Are there any questions so far?
好，我们先到这里问一下，有没有什么其他的问题？
Anything that's not clear, or we can clarify for you?
或是刚刚讲的有哪里听不清楚，我们可以再讲清楚一点。
You understand what we're saying about parables?
好，所以刚刚老师讲的 那么一大串关于比喻的这些教导，你们都了解了吗？
所以这个就是赶那些鬼出去，那鬼就是说你是永生神，然后叫他们闭嘴，都不要讲和他们讲，就跟这个有没有关系？是一样的，对人说他们你要不要都听？Just like Jesus is all the demons, and those demons say that you are the son of the living God, and then Jesus forbid them to speak out. It's the same meaning of this. Forbid the people saying.
Yeah, that's part of the Messianic secret. That's part of the Messianic secret. It's a good example.
刚刚问的那个问题，其实是那个也是一个很好的例子，就是格拉森那个赶鬼。
You know, it's a little bit puzzling when you first meet this idea. Maybe tonight is the first time some people here even thought about it. But after you realize this and you look back at the scripture, you see many places where Jesus was doing this.
其实很有可能今天晚上你是第一次听到这个名词，还有什么叫做弥赛亚奥秘哈。那可是其实你如果仔细回去读经文，事实上耶稣在很多地方都是这样。
And it's very challenging to us because today, usually the pattern of evangelism that people teach us in evangelism classes is just go out and speak loudly all the time, right?
对我们对现代的我们来讲，可能很具挑战性。因为基本上今日大部分的这些传福音的训练，或是说课程，都是教我们出去传福音，就这样大大方方的，就是说，就大胆的讲。
And of course, there are some times when that's good.
当然啦，很多时候，有时候这些是好的。
But what Jesus shows us is that we need to be very careful and prayerful about the way we're going to reach out in any particular situation.
但是耶稣的重点就是说，我们必须要非常谨慎跟小心，在于每一次我们要去外讲的时候的那个特定的状况，我们要如何来用我们的信息。
And especially when it's an environment of opposition and persecution, we need to be very careful how we present the gospel.
特别是如果是在那种充满敌对跟逼迫的这样环境里面，我们特别格外需要谨慎，我们如何去呈现福音。
So I think this is an area that really we need to think more deeply about.
我认为说这个领域应该是我们更深去思想的一个区块。
There's a time to be open, a time to be more hidden.
可能有时候我们需要很敞开，但是有时候我们需要更多的隐藏。
You know, maybe your friend is not ready to hear the 4 spiritual laws. Maybe you just need to be their friend for a while first.
可能你的朋友还没有预备好要听这个属灵的4律，可能你的朋友只是已经预备好，只是当你的朋友。
But if you just trust the Holy Spirit at the right time, the door will open and then you can share.
但是如果你真的相信圣灵，就是会在合适对的时间敞开那门，那你就等候那个门打开，你就跟他分享。
Amen. Good. Any other question or comment?
还有没有什么其他的回应或是问题？
So I'm very sorry about all the problem with the projector tonight.
今晚真的很抱歉哈，因为投影机的这些所有问题。
It's a brand new projector, and I don't know. I hope you like it now because it's such a good one. We can leave the lights on. I think that's better, right?
因为是一个全新的投影机，但是我希望大家会比较喜欢，因为这很亮，然后我们也不用关灯。
So thank you to Ruth for helping us get a good price on it.
所以谢谢那个维伦姐还有那
Really,
个
also you helped us. Thank you.
他们真的是用一个很好的价钱帮助老师可以买到的。
Amen. Okay, well, rather than start a whole new section, because next will come section number 4, I think we'll just wait until our next class.
好，本来今晚是想说可以继续讲第4讲，但是老师说我们就下一次再讲哈。
And we want to talk a little bit about schedule.
我们现在要跟大家讨论一下关于那个时间的问题。
So there's a holiday.
因为下一次第4周我们有